You know, I really don't talk about spirituality much on my page, but this is a subject that I want to talk about. I moved to Florida after high school, and when I moved to Florida, I found out one of my siblings' um, sister in law was a root worker. Growing up down south, I grew up in a Christian household. So this was like my first time being around a root worker. And but one thing about me, I've always been curious of the unknown because of course in Christianity, don't touch this because this is demonic. You can't read this because it's evil. So I was curious to see how my experience would go since she lived next door to us. I needed a job at that time, and she said, I can give you a job, but it's going to be a lot of work. This was in 2010, and during this time period, it was on hush hush quiet quiet. And we didn't discuss in public about um, root working, things of that nature. It's loud now, but back during that time period, it wasn't as loud as it is now. And I was young. I was a baby where like I didn't know nothing about this world, but it interests me a lot. And I remember riding with her in the vehicle, and she would drop off pennies at night at the crossroads for Papa Legba. But there's something that I will never forget. Something I will never ever forget. We were having lunch one day, and it was her, my sister, and I. And she said to us, pastors talk about us like a junkyard dog in the pulpit. They talk about us, and she was talking about root workers. She said they talk about us like a junkyard dog. But when shit goes left, they call us to get them out of it. They call us for help. You know, my congregation ain't bringing in enough money. Uh, can you do something for me? You know, my wife trying to leave me. She caught me messing around with one of them gals in the church, and now she trying to divorce me. Now, you know that don't look right in front of the congregation, divorce as the pastor. So I need you to work something out for me. And can you do something for me? Because they still, I just feel like they need to come on with this money. My congregation, I'm going through a lot. I just need some help. My wife trying to leave me. And my congregation ain't bringing in enough money. Can you help me? A lot of her clientele were pastors. A lot of you all tapped into spirituality after COVID. It's around 2020. During that time period, and before then, I was at a bookstore. And I'll never forget the self transformation aisle was this small, this small. And my coworkers would laugh at me because they would always say, we always know where we could find Rouge because that's what she's always glued to. After COVID hit, it expanded. I say this to say a lot of you all pastors, favorite pastor, been hip to the game. Since the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, they have been hip to the game. They'll get in front of the congregation and tell you how all this sage and stuff is demonic. But when shit gets real in their congregation, they do not call upon the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They call on root worker, high priestess, high priest Nate, because their ass is being a fucking bind. Pastors have been tapped in. When you all get on this app judging folks for reading astrology and shit and all this extras, I don't say nothing. Because I've been hip to the game too. I know what's going on behind closed doors. When the congregation ain't bringing in enough money, they're not calling on the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When they messing with one of them gals in the pulpit or the choir director, when they out here messing with the choir director and the wife is getting ready to leave, they are not calling on the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They call on the root worker. A lot of them, when they scream at the altar, I took a walk with the Lord and he heard my cry. I took a walk with the Lord yesterday morning, that Monday, and had a talk with the Lord. He didn't go outside to talk to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He went to Starbucks to go get a cup of coffee and drop some of them pennies off for we all, if you know, you know, at the crossroads. Because a lot of us know that spirits do not work for free. So the next time y'all be out here judging people 24/7 and fornicating, just know that you are a hypocrite and your pastor is too. Thank you.